Welcome to Homestead by Design. This is the last leg of the lot line tour. Stick around. This corner here was tagged. We found some tags down in here, but we used GPS with we have a little Garmin GPS because there's no phone service in a lot of areas around here. That's getting better, but for the most part, we don't have phone down, especially down in the woods here. So none of those apps will do you any good here. And they have apps for finding your lot line. Unfortunately, Garmin, who specializes in that kind of thing, doesn't have an app for their own phone. Or not phone, but GPS system. At least nothing we could find that was of any use. There is my nephew's deer cam. So we should be, our trail should be just to the right of that. Otherwise he would be on the neighbor's property, and I know he's not, so. And right here, we have more construction waste, drywall, right on our trail. That really pisses me off. Why in the hell would somebody think they can do that? You'd have to see the other video 4 to know what I'm talking about. And there, I'm not sure if you could see that or not. There's my nephew's stand. Oh, it's about 20 feet up. So, head up through here. This line, I believe, is about 1,000 feet long. I think the two ends are right around 1,000 feet, a little bit over. They're about a quarter of a mile, so a little over 1,000 feet. The north and south lines are much longer than that. Oh, there's definitely some big trees in here. That looks like a black oak there. A big white oak there, another white oak in front of us. Whether they're bur oak or just plain white oak, I don't know. I would have to see the leaves. I see a lot of red oak leaves on the ground. There are a good amount of markers on this side, but I haven't run across any yet. I found the survey markers, what was left of them, several years back. I found them for the original owner of this land, and I remarked and sighted between them and marked the empty spots. So this is marked fairly well. I'm surprised. Oh, I see one right there. We are a little bit off. His camera, I think his camera must have got put on the neighbor's property just a bit. Not that the neighbor would mind, but there it is. and walk right up to it. This neighbor in question to our west is a recent how would you put that? A recent naturalization. He recently became an American citizen. He is Australian, and his wife, there's our marker. His wife's from not too far from here. We're going up a fairly good sized hill. Nowhere near as bad as the stuff on the last leg of the tour. Yeah, it's real early in the morning, so it's hard to even see the tops of these trees. I got a ton of shadow underneath them, and the light is so angled from the east there that the shapes are hard to make out. Okay, I would have expected to see, oh, here's, I didn't even see this one before. That same neighbor I was just talking about, the woman put a line of blue things along the lot line. I think she just didn't want to offend anyone by putting, fence posts or tags or anything like that. She's a real nice person. She's just trying to be nice. But there is like a blue watering can and some other stuff marking the boundary in here as well. I never actually went up to them and checked them. Hopefully they don't have their bottoms in them still and collect water to make mosquitoes. We usually don't have many mosquitoes up top here. I think this right here is bracken fern. This stuff over here is ostrich fern. That's where you get the fiddlebacks from in the spring. The little shoots. Yeah, there's a good deal. This is a nice oak right here, a nice white oak. I, again, cannot tell, but it does look like a bur oak. Let's see if you can, maybe you can see it on film. Yeah, real hard to tell in this light. Yeah, I'm seeing two different trees. I'm seeing one below. I'm seeing the leaves from a skinny little tree right there, and then this big tree is a different oak, it appears. Again, I'll come through here and do some much better ID of everything here. And we're on a deer run right here, running right through there, over to there. They have a platform over there with their shed on. Some big stumpage there from, it's been a long time since this was logged. This land was cleared, or I shouldn't say cleared. It was subdivided in 2003, I believe, and they started selling the lots in 2004. But I believe he went through and logged it right before that time. So here is a nice big tree, but I think it's on the neighbor's land. And yes, this is a bur oak. So at the best, I should come in here and get different acorns from some of these things. The bur oak is one of the favorite acorns of deer. So once they hit the ground, the deer come and get them. So they may be pretty hard to find. There's a pail. Oh, I hear a dog barking. I wonder if that's ours. Our neighbors are coming to visit. I call them our neighbors. They used to own this land, and now we own it. But they come up and use the trailer pad every once in a while. There's a good sized stump. But if it's white oak, it'll be there could have been there since this land was cleared originally. Them white oak stumps last forever. Okay, this is the original survey. It's a stake, just a real cheap stake, but they wrote the lot lines on a little triangle on these. So this is where it all begins. This is a bunch of stuff that was pushed off the side, dozed off the side when they created the road here. There's a little bit of drama with the road going on with the township at the moment. I'll describe it briefly, but I'm going to actually do a full video on it because it's interesting. But around here, when you have several properties on a road like this, there's 1, 2, 3 down there, and then we have this whole side of the road here. When you have multiple people using the same road and it's shared, you either have easements or you have a road share agreement. This was supposed to have a road share agreement, and the guy who sold this land kind of lost interest by the time these lots were selling, and he never got the agreement signed. So last we heard, we think the township annexed the road. So if they annexed it, then they need to maintain it. So we called them. They said they annexed it, and then we said, great. Our neighbor said, great, now come and maintain it. They got back and said, nope, made a mistake. We didn't annex it. But on the property, or on the survey maps, or not the survey maps, what the hell is it? On the plat maps, it's listed as belonging to them. So that really needs to get sorted out, because they claim 33 feet on either side of the center line. They claim that that's theirs. So, if you build something, if you got a private road, you can build right up to the edge, which is what our neighbors want to do. They want to be able to drive right into their garage and have a multi-level house down here at some point. And they can't do that if this road was annexed. The only good thing about it would be that the township would have to come and plow this and maintain it. But that's not much of a plus. I would much rather have, pay somebody else to do it than have the township do it, because then you have to put up with people driving down here all the time. They do it now. They just disregard the no trespassing sign and drive down here and take a look as it is. If this is not a private road anymore, then they're free to do whatever the hell they want as long as they're on the road. They can come down here and park and, you know, whatever they want. So that wraps up this tour around the boundary of the land. I've already made a couple detail tours, a tour of the west dry lot, which is kind of incomplete. I'll have to do a more full one on that, but I have tours of the different areas coming up as well. So stick around for that, subscribe, and then click on that little bell icon so you're notified when we post new videos, and have yourself a great day.